Good day, folks. This is April from Android Authority. In this episode, I'm going to compare an Apple and a non-Apple. More specifically, Apple's hottest smartphone, the iPhone 5, and one of Sony's freshest releases, the Xperia T LT30P, also known as the Xperia TL LT30AT in the US. Phones nowadays may be getting bigger, but the Xperia T is relatively pocketable. The iPhone 5, however, is smaller, lighter, and thinner than the Xperia T and can comfortably slip into smaller pockets. Both phones' front is simple and clean. On the iPhone 5, you can find the home button, earpiece grill, and the front camera, but no logo or branding. In contrast, the Xperia T's front has the earpiece grill, front camera, logos, but no physical button. The Xperia T has no use for hardware navigation buttons in favor of virtual navigation. The iPhone 5's hardware buttons and ports are conveniently positioned on its sides. The power button is on the top side and it's easy to reach by the index finger. The right side has only the nano SIM tray. The mute switch and the separate volume buttons are on the left side. These are easily accessible by the thumb. The headphone jack, loudspeakers, and lightning port are on the bottom side. On the Xperia T, the headphone jack is at the top side, ready for music playback in an upright position. The micro USB port sits by its lonesome at the left side, and the bottom side has nothing but the phone mic on the beveled edge. Most of the ports and buttons are at the right side. Micro SD and micro SIM slots, power key, volume rocker, and dedicated camera shutter button. I find these buttons inconveniently positioned here on the lower half of the side. I actually find the iPhone 5's buttons more conveniently positioned. The iPhone 5's non-removable aluminum back has glass strips at the top and bottom parts, the 8-megapixel camera, recording mic, and camera flash. Its overall look is essentially just that of a black slab of glass and metal with rounded corners. In contrast, the Xperia T's soft touch rubber back curves towards the middle, making the phone lean into your hand for a comfortable grip. Centered horizontally are its 13-megapixel camera, flash, logo, and loudspeaker grill. On the one hand, the iPhone 5's back projects class and strength. On the other hand, the Xperia T combines strength and sexy. If you ask me, either of the two can perfectly match James Bond's character. I also observed that after heavy use, the back of the iPhone 5 tends to feel hotter than the back of the Xperia T. This is most likely because the iPhone 5's aluminum back conducts heat better than the Xperia T's rubber back. These two phones have gorgeous and eye-popping displays. The iPhone 5 has Apple's popular Retina display on a 4-inch screen with a resolution of 1136 by 640 and density of 326 ppi. On the other hand, the Xperia T provides visuals enhanced by Sony's mobile Bravia engine and displayed on a 4.55-inch screen with an HD resolution of 1280 by 720 and a density of 323 ppi. Both phones undoubtedly show color-rich, crisp, and clear images on their respective displays. However, I feel that colors are more saturated on the iPhone 5, whereas colors are brighter on the Xperia T. Compared to the processing muscle of recently unleashed quad-core phones, both the iPhone 5 and Xperia T appear diminutive, weak, and vulnerable, on the spec sheet at least. But in reality, these two phones, despite the dual-core processing, can give generally snappy performance. Web browsing on the iPhone 5, for example, is smooth and seamless. Apple seems to have perfected the art of optimizing software and hardware. The Xperia T, however, is not particularly slow, but you can feel some lag when launching apps, when zooming in and out of web pages, and when swiping between screens. The iPhone 5 comes in 16, 32, and 64GB variants with no microSD card expansion. The Xperia T, on the other hand, only comes with 16GB but can accept a microSD card for 32GB more storage. For connectivity, both phones are capable of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connections. But be wary of the iPhone 5's Bluetooth because in our experience it is very picky. Bluetooth on the Xperia T is not as finicky. The Xperia T is also capable of near-field communication or NFC. The iPhone 5 doesn't have this feature. For wired data connections and for charging, you'll only need a standard micro USB cable for the Xperia T. For the iPhone 5, you'll need a non-standards compliant and proprietary Lightning cable. The iPhone 5 runs iOS 6, bringing with it Siri and Facebook and Twitter integration. It is a stable operating system, but personalization and customization are not as flexible as Android. The Xperia T runs Android 4.0.4 Ice Cream Sandwich. I feel disappointed knowing that a lot of newer devices already have Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, and some are already receiving Android 4.2. On top of Ice Cream Sandwich is Sony's own Timescape UI, which is a beautiful, unique, and flexible UI. The iPhone 5's audio quality is good and crisp. Unfortunately, it's not very loud. Audio on the Xperia T, on the other hand, is not only loud but also crisp and clear, thanks to XLoud enhancement, clear bass, a 5-band equalizer, and equalizer presets. Both phones can play 1080p Full HD videos. I like the layout and design of the Movies app on the Xperia T because it feels like I'm at the cinema. Videos played in the Photos app on the iPhone 5 has a storyboard on top, allowing you to skip to a certain part of the video. The two phones can capture awesome outdoor photos. Photo capture in low light settings also produces acceptable photo quality, thanks to the camera flash on both phones. The Xperia T has greater flexibility with image capture resolution, allowing you to shoot at full 13 megapixels or at a lower 10 or 2 megapixels. The iPhone 5's image capture resolution is fixed at 8 megapixels. Both the iPhone 5 and the Xperia T can record 1080p Full HD videos. Video recording on the Xperia T, however, leaves a lot to be desired. Image stabilization isn't as stable and autofocus isn't as auto. Worse, the camera lens makes noise loud enough to be caught along with the video. Between the two, the iPhone 5 gives an hour more of battery power. It uses a 1440 mAh lithium polymer battery, which can power the phone for up to about 8 hours of talk time on the 3G connection. The Xperia T can last up to about 7 hours of talk time on 3G with its 1850 mAh lithium-ion battery. In sum, each phone packs a satisfying display for media consumption, fast processor for gaming, and a good camera for taking pictures. Each phone's build and design projects a distinct aura, gives it a distinct look, and projects a personality. Performance and navigation on the two phones are fluid and generally seamless. Though the operating system features on the two phones may differ greatly, both Android and iOS are user-friendly, stable, and simple. Android, though, provides greater flexibility and freedom, especially when coupled with a user interface such as Sony's Timescape UI. Between the iPhone 5 and the Xperia T, which one suits you best? Share your thoughts in the comments. Get more Android news and reviews from AndroidAuthority.com and from our YouTube channel. This is April from Android Authority. Until next time, may the light side of the Android force be with you.